I'd love to introduce our next panelists. We have a Global Week of Action recap. As everybody knows, there is a Week of Action. Today is the 4th anniversary and birthday of the Sustainable Development Goals. Super, super exciting. Love it for the room to sing happy birthday. You do not want me on the microphone when that happens, so we will do that a little bit later when Nadira comes and joins us. Yusuf, I'd like to introduce to you Yusuf Ormar, #OurStories. You're most welcome. What is this?
All right, guys, welcome to the SDG Action Zone. The key word here is action. People doing stuff, verbs. We're moving while people inside are talking, deliberating, planning, discussing. If you are in this room or you're watching on the live streams, it's because you don't just talk about doing good. You are doing good. From September 20th to 30th, the global week to act for SDGs. We have seen thousands and thousands of actions taking place all over the world. It's been an incredible effort from 150 countries. Over 1,000 cities have been involved. From the smallest actions to the biggest actions, we've seen them all. And today is about highlighting just a few of them, seeing some of that really good work. And we're going to start by showing you a video to give you a sense of what that work is all about.
Hello, 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 hello. It's still on.
Ooh. Yeah, I just lost my hearing.
Gender equality.
For SDGs is impossible without support. It's about support from grassroots movements, from individuals on the ground and communities that are making a difference. But it's also about governmental support. We really need our leaders to get behind this movement. And I want to introduce you to some leaders that have a real impact on the group of people that have put this work together. I'd like to introduce you to the Parliamentary State Secretary to the German Federal Minister for Economic Cooperation and Development, Dr. Maria Flachsbach. Thank you so much.
Amazing, so wonderful seeing so young and inspired people in this tent, and so I'm very, very happy to be here with you this afternoon. I'm happy to see you all take action during the Global Week to Act for SDGs, and it's a real great opportunity for individuals and organizations worldwide to share stories and lessons learned and devise plans to accelerate SDG actions. We need this strong message to make the SDGs a reality. Almost 1/3 of the time up to 2030 has elapsed. The Global Sustainable Development Report shows that we will fail to reach most of the goals unless we increase our pace. And this makes the SDG Action Campaign all the more important as a unique mobilization initiative bringing together like-minded people to inspire each other and to broaden the SDG movement. Germany will continue to send a strong signal both at the national and the international level. We are very proud that Bonn has become a home for the UN and the SDG Action Campaign, and that we can support their work. Looking at Germany alone, as little as 10% of people there know about the SDGs, and how is somebody to help implement something they have never heard of? I believe that we need to communicate clearly what the effect of our everyday action and behavior is from a local and a global perspective. Non-suitable patterns of consumption and production reinforce climate change. Exploitative child labor is still a part of the chocolate and coffee we consume. More than 150 million children worldwide are working and not going to school, and we are destroying their life with that. Almost half of them work under extremely dangerous conditions in mines and quarries. Yet, there are a lot we can do to change that. The BMZ is planning a nationwide SDG campaign to encourage people to act in a sustainable way. This will anchor the SDGs more firmly in the Republic mind, we hope. Together with a broad range of participants, we want to develop, discuss and try sustainable approaches to action. We want to send out the message that a sustainable lifestyle can be fun. And Germany will continue to lobby for ambitious and accelerated implementation of the 2030 Agenda. At the international level, during the discussion of the political declaration of the SDG Summit, we made a strong case for better public outreach. The need to engage more to communicate the 2030 Agenda to the global public has been included in the final document, and we need to inspire accelerated action. That is why we are backing UNDP's Accelerator Labs network as one of its core partners with 30 million euros. Labs have to become integral to UNDP's work at the country level. They should stimulate innovation, overcome organizational silos. Labs should also serve as a bridge to the private sector. Companies can have a developmental impact beyond their core business by training professionals beyond their own needs or by improving infrastructure for working conditions in the country. All of you here play an important role as multipliers for the implementation of the 2030 Agenda. Tell your family and friends and colleagues at work about the 2030 Agenda and what they can do to change their behavior and to change the world. Continue to connect and build important partnerships to accelerate SDG action, transforming our world. That is the ambition of the Agenda 2030. Thank you.
As a lot of you guys might know, a lot of the team that are behind the Global Week to Act for SDGs are based in Bonn, Germany. And we have to give enormous thanks to the German government for being such big supporters of the SDG movement. Another round of applause for them. All right. Now, I don't want to leave any of you guys behind. You've got to be with me on this. You've got to be with me. And that's because a big part of the 2030 Agenda is leaving no one behind, not ignoring marginalized communities, making sure everybody's on board, everybody is being heard. We're now going to cross to a small organization in Nigeria that's making an incredible impact on about 10 million socially excluded and vulnerable children. Please join me in welcoming the finalists of the 2019 SDG Action Awards for Includer. Team leader of the Al-Majiri Child Right Campaign, Mohammed Sabukiana. Welcome. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mohammed Sabukiana from Nigeria. 11 years from now, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals hopes to have end poverty, zero hunger, and achieve 14 more goals that is aimed at leaving no one behind. Sadly, in our current pace, over 9 million children in Nigeria, called Marjory children, will have been part of those that have been failed by the rest of us. In our pursuit to provoke government actions to increase investment in the plight of these children, we launched what we call the Marjory Child Right Day in Nigeria, where we declared that Nigeria and the world cannot achieve the SDG without addressing the plight of over 9 million children who have to beg every day before they eat, who lack access to health care when they are sick, who are out of school, who cannot access decent working and paying job at adulthood to take their family out of poverty. Today, to mark the Global Week of Action across Nigeria, we are launching what we call the Marjory Child Goals. This goal is the next phase of our campaign to focus government intervention around addressing key issues that affect the Marjory child, which includes access to healthcare, education, decent work, clean water and sanitation. Today, as we are launching the day, while we wait for government to take responsibility, across 17 states in Nigeria, people are taking actions to impact the Marjory children around healthcare, education. In Katsina, Kano, and Kaduna, we are planning to send over 500 Marjory children to school. We are doing medical and food outreach to impart about 5,000 Marjory children across the northern part of the country. We are also launching what we call the Alma Care, which is a free medical health care support for these children whenever they are sick to access health care within their community. Most importantly, we are going to be using the Marjory Child Goals as an advocacy tool to empower local community to demand for accountability from their leadership around the goals that affect their children. The goals include no poverty, zero hunger, decent work, sanitation, clean water and sanitation, quality and equitable education, and sanitation, of course. And clearly, with eight of the SDG, with eight SDG goals interconnected with the plight of the Marjory children, it clearly means that there's nowhere in the world where the right of children is critical to the attainment of SDG as in northern part of the country in Nigeria. Therefore, I want to say that the world cannot afford to move ahead, leaving 9 million children who are uneducated and poor. This will clearly undermine the SDG. So today, I'm calling on all SDG advocates around the world to join us to demand for the Marjory Child Goals and amplify this goal to the Nigerian government so that we ensure that nobody is left behind between now and 2030. Thank you very much.
Nice one. Thank you so much. Very nice to meet you. Now, you've heard it before, but it begs saying again and again and again, the 2030 agenda is impossible unless everybody gets involved. It takes government, like the German government. It takes civil society. It takes grassroots movements. It takes the private sector, all of us coming together to make these actions a reality, to really get everyone behind one movement. To tell you more about what that actually looks like from the perspective of the UNDP's Accelerator Labs, Gina Lucarelli.
Hi, everybody. Super happy to be here to tell you about some of the actions underway in 60 accelerator labs around the world. Half of these are in Africa. Almost half of them are in least developed countries. They are teams of data scientists and designers and entrepreneurs and engineers who are mapping local solutions. They're going to try and measure some of the unmeasurable sustainable development goals. And they're going to bring in experimentation so we know what works and what doesn't when it comes to sustainable development. Speaking of experiments, we are so thankful to our founding investors, our brave partners of the Federal Republic of Germany and the Qatar Fund for Development, who are here with us. I'll give you a few ideas of what's going on this week, and then we'll show you the network via video. So in Cambodia, the lab is going to be testing straws made out of grass to reduce the impact of plastics in the coffee industries. So that's going to be going on for the next month. That's exciting. In Pakistan, the teams are reaching out to startups to start to move towards smart cities in Islamabad. So that's ongoing. And then in Namibia, where there's actually a declared state of emergency because of the drought, the teams are using solutions mapping to find out what people are doing to cope with the effects of drought. So they found one group called Nam Kelp, our partners, who harvest seaweed from the Namibian coast. And it turns out, who knew, that seaweed is a highly nutritious form of animal feed. So we're hoping this will make a dent towards zero hunger and climate action. But don't take my word for it. Let's roll a video so we can bring the lab network to you. And again, thanks to this video for our partners from Doha.
much. Now, if you guys are watching and you're thinking, hey, I've got a good idea, I'm doing good work, I want to be on the stage next year, you can. All you got to do is use the hashtag Act for SDGs. All you got to do is head to the website and register your actions, and who knows, maybe next year we'll be introducing you. My name's Yusuf Omar. Thank you so much for being here.